This is Daniel Poppy, host of How to Write Good. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Hi, everybody. This is Baxter Colburn from Public House Media. From all of us here at PHM, we'd like to thank you for your support and wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
This is Nicole Kelly, host of Loud and Proud here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Loud and Proud, where we talk about issues facing the disability community. A new show comes out weekly. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Loud and Proud. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Little off kilter these days, really hard to find balance in your life. I totally get it. It is that time of year. There's a million demands on you, so many preparations to make, lots of emotions come with this time of year, and it's really about finding balance. You may just want to go in a quiet room and sit and cry, or maybe you want to go shout it from the rooftops because you've got it all together. Either way, today I'm going to talk to you about seeking balance. Good morning, my name is Kim Meyer, and I am the founder of Choose Rise, ChooseRiseUp.com, and the founder of Team Rise and Fit, where we help women become their very best by reaching out of their current situations and living life in their best way possible. I am so happy to be coming live to you here on Public House Media. Thanks to all of you who are listening on the podcast version as well. I am going to talk to you today about seeking balance and figuring out how and why life balance is so important, especially at this time of year. So 3 reasons why balance is important in your life, and kind of just talking about that. And then I'm going to give you 6 an activity that you can do to kind of help figure out where you can get more balanced. So life sometimes is kind of off kilter with responsibilities that just pile up all around us, things with your physical health, your mental health, all the things that are going on around you. A lot of people really tend to jump from one fire to a next. And I was living this life too, and sometimes I still get trapped in this life where I just have to go use all my mental and physical resources on the current crisis, what's actually happening right now, and not really thinking about the future or like the life as a whole, but what is the most pressing issue. But it's really a good time, instead of like jumping from fire to fire, that's the time that everyone really should just step back, think about what's going on, think about what is actually causing that issue, and reflect on how you can make it better. Instead of just jumping to jumping, that's when you get burnout. That's when you get exhausted. And that's when life is just not fun. While some people might say a balanced life is impossible, I would say that it's really about finding your equilibrium and becoming more productive in your time and your situation versus and finding greater assets in your communities and being connected as overall versus just trying to do it all yourself. There's a lot of balance in everything we do, but by walking and talking, eating, sleeping, working, and spending time with our family, there's just a lot on our plates. But if we can go forward in a way that we can figure out what our roles are, not fill our plates too far, and really think about how we can balance that work-life situation, we can take our overload into an equilibrium and remove some of the activities that maybe aren't serving us, move more time to our family and our friends who need us most, and then, figure out how to make it all flow together. So if you think about a juggler who has lots of balls or lots of plates in the air, sometimes one of those plates falls. But the more important thing is making sure that's not the same plate that falls all the time, where you end up getting in a bad situation. So there's 3 reasons why you should have a balanced life. The one is health factor. Staying balanced is key to a healthier and successful life. Both mental health and physical health benefits as a result. And so your overall life improves. So when you're healthy, you're able to care for others and others in the community. The empathy factor is another reason why you should stay balanced. When we find balance in our life, we can better understand the importance of helping the underprivileged or the people around us just in our community. We grow up in a society where it's kind of everyone for themselves kind of situation. But if we can really begin to realize the impact that we can make on other people and help be more empathetic, everything improves. And so when you can give, you will probably get as well. So nothing is guaranteed, but the more empathetic you are to people in society and to people in your family and to people around you, the more gratitude you can have, the more a healthy lifestyle you're going to be able to live. And the third reason why you should live a balanced life is the role model factor. Sharing our stories, whether it's a tale of success or even a tale of failure, is really important so that others can learn from us and be inspired for us to also strive for balance. When we tell our story by either role modeling it for our family, sharing actual words with someone, or just trying to encourage and motivate people to be their very best, we are allowing others to see what's going on in our life and be a role model example for how you should, or maybe you shouldn't, be balanced in your situation. When we tell our story, it empowers and motivates and encourages people not to give up on their dreams and goals, because if you can do it, so can they. And maybe you think your story is just not that interesting or important, but for someone else out there, it might really spark or ignite them to really do great things. So if you're really striving for balance in your life, I would say that you should probably pick up this activity and go for it. It's called 6 Roles in Your Life, and it comes from one of my mentors in my side business, my side hustle, coaching business, and it's called 6 Roles in Life. And what you really should do, you think about all of the things that demand on your day, all of the activities that you need to, all the responsibilities that you have, everything that comes at you in a day. And what really is, if you think about all the hats you wear and all the things that all you are to everybody, and you are to list them all out on a piece of paper, that's step 1. Think of everything, all the responsibilities that you have, and then all the hats that you wear. And then when you get to that list, figure out how many you have, and then you're going to take the top 6. The top 6. So if you have a plate in your hand, which I actually have a plate right here, randomly, you take a plate and you were to divide it in 6 pieces, that's really all the more that you could put on this plate. If you try to keep piling more and more and more stuff on it, all the stuff below it gets lost or ruined or no attention at all. And if you have 6 things on your plate, that's really more where you can have an optimal balance. So the activity is to list your top 6 roles in life. The top 6 most important things that if you did not do them, you wouldn't be who you are. So in no particular order do they need to be listed. It's not like this is your number 1 important role and this is your 6th important role. It's just 6 roles in your life that if they were not a part of your life, you wouldn't be who you are. So the things that I had on my list at the time, that what I did as the first activity, was that I'm a child of God. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I'm a school administrator. At the time I was a graduate student. Now I'm no longer. I've graduated. So I would say now I'm a community member. I'm a part of a couple different community committees in our town. I'm also a coach. I work with other people to improve their lives. So once you have your 6 lists, your list of 6 things, then you should rate it. A scale of 1 to 10. How are you doing in life on those things? 10 is like, I'm rocking out of the park. I'm the very best I can be in this area. It is just amazing. And then 1 being, I'm not doing well at all here. I've lost touch with this connection. And so give yourself a rating, and then below that rating, then I want you write 2 things that you can do to improve in that area. So one of the things that I wrote with Child of God, I gave myself a 7, and I said I could get more connected to my devotional time, which I've really worked on this year. And then the second thing I could do is pray with my kids more. So we pray probably a couple times a week together at bedtime, but it's not a consistent thing. Like when time gets short and they're to bed late, that's one of the things that usually gets cut, unfortunately. And so it's just being more intentional with that. As a wife, I gave myself an 8, and I said more one-on-one time with my husband and dreaming and communicating more. The more open communication you have, the better relationship you can have. So when you go through your 6 roles of life, rate how you are, a 10 to a 1, and then write down some things that you can improve. Even if you're at a 10, you can always find something to improve in that world. And I'm probably guessing that you're probably not at a 10 if you really think and reflect on what you're doing. So the more balanced you are in your life situation, it's not just a feel-good concept. If you're really trying to achieve balance and you realize that you have amazing potential and that you can rise above the circumstances that you're in and become more productive in your community, more productive in your family, more productive and good for everyone around you. So staying proactive and shifting the way we think about scarcity mindset and how you just have to jump from one thing to the next is definitely going to help you create more balance in your life. It's going to help you be more healthy. It's going to help you be happier. It's going to help you feel more connected to the people around you. So certainly maintaining a balanced life can be tougher than some people think it is, and especially with the way technology works and how we're always uber connected to everything around us. But I would say that you should definitely always have some unplugged time as well. That's definitely going to help with some of that balance. And the last thing I have is a quote from T.J. Banks, who is a movie producer, pastor, like TV, he's like everything. And he would say that he is a titan in a lot of different areas in his life. But he says when what he knows he screwed up the most is when he lets his balance, he takes his roles in his life and he lets one of those plates fall too often. So he says, I may be really engaged in this movie production today, and my husband role is, it might be the one that is really lacking today. But he's like, but if I then go forward and let something else be, if I continue in that movie one and I let my wife or my husband one fall again, he's like, that's shame on me. Don't let the balances, it's okay to be super involved in one of those roles and let some of the others lessen from time to time, but don't let the ones that are most important in your life lessen too often. Don't get so heavy in the work world of your life that you let the family life get small. And don't let this family life get so big that your work life gets so small. It's really important to make sure that they're always, and the plate sizes are going to shift and on those roles all the time, but making sure that you never let one of those plates fall too much. That's becomes when they really get broken and they can't be put back together, when they break and fall too often. So hopefully you are able to figure out how to balance your life, that you identify some of those 6 roles in your life, and you figure out a way to make harmony in your situation and maintain a balanced life, so that you can be more productive, you can be better in your community, you can be better in your own life, and show up better for the people around you as you show up for yourself as well. So I hope that you're able to rise up out of your current situation today with feeling lack of balance, feeling overstressed in this holiday time, and just become, a little calmer, a little more at ease, because that's really what life is about. When you can find your happiness, find your joy, and when you can find your balance. And so to be successful at anything we must find some sort of balance in our life. And thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Public House Media. Please subscribe to Choose to Rise on the podcast version, and come back here again next week. Again, I'll be on Public House Media here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and at my page, Choose to Rise, on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I hope you have a great weekend, everyone. And if you need any help or assistance in finding balance, if you need someone to help coach you through things, let me know. Email me at chooseriseup@gmail.com. Talk to you all later.